We're not doing this. We are not doing this. No, no. Nothing. I don't know. For me, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. For a series that is really focused on film writing, storytelling, storyboards, they really did biff. They biffed it. They biffed it for the foundation. Alright, people, we're talking MeloMovie, which is a 2025 Korean drama series that just came out on Netflix. Do all the right things, let's get into it. Hi, all that jazz. First time welcome. OGs, good to have you. Let's just get into it because I'm not really sure how to structure my thoughts on this series. However, let's talk about it. So, MeloMovie, which I thought was a movie from God, from the first time that I started hearing about it, like I would see shorts about it, you know, the poster, the actors, and all of that jazz that they keep doing on YouTube and presenting on Netflix. I thought it was a movie, so I was sitting there, you know, I was ready to watch it. I clicked on it and I was like, episode 1? What are you talking about, episode 1? It's actually a K-drama series. It's like, fine, okay, you misled me. It's all good. We move, you know? It is a romantic comedy that celebrates cinema while exploring themes of love, career struggles, and personal growth. The drama follows Ko-gyum, a film critic who is notorious for his brutally honest reviews, and Kim Woo-bi, an ambitious but struggling director trying to bring her vision to life. So I think her dream was to create a MeloMovie, which is a romantic movie. I feel that's the code that they were saying in the translations. Every time they would say romantic or, you know, love, it was MeloMovie. So I think that's it. If it's wrong, check me in the comments. You guys always do. The paths cross at first when they meet during a filming. He was an extra and he played different parts on stage, and she was one of the production team. They date during that whole, you know, the production of whatever movie they were working on, and then he disappears, and then they meet again 5 years later when she, during her directorial debut of her first movie, where he'd gone to see it, and they brought her on stage and he asked a question basically contradicting everything that she'd done in the movie is what happened. It is a slow burning romance filled with witty banter. It is slow. Will I call it a slow burn romance? Because they were already kissing in episode 1. So is that really a slow burning romance? Yeah, they were estranged for like 5 years. But I don't know, guys. Like I said, I don't know how to categorize my thoughts on this show. I don't hate it, but I don't know that I loved it either. But I don't hate it. It is romance filled with witty banter, emotional depth, and plenty of meta references to classic and modern cinema. So one of the best things about this is the fact that each episode was named after a popular saying from a popular movie. I'll put it on the screen somewhere so you guys can see what movies the names of each episode were taken from. Do yourself a favor and just skip episode 1. Episode 1 was useless, and honestly it set the pace for me for the entire series because I was so mad, so pissed off about episode 1 and the events that went on in episode 1 that it kind of set the stage for me that I could not overcome until like episode 6. The rest of the episodes are fantastic. Seriously, fan freaking tastic. The way they delivered, the way they wrote the stories, especially following the main leads. The secondary leads, we could do without them. Their story was useless. The girl, we could have done without the secondary leads. Their story had nothing to add to the entire plot. It was boring, it was contradicting, and they annoyed me. He wasn't too bad, but the girl annoyed me. She managed to piss me off, even though I liked her. But she pissed me off, especially when it came to the boy. The main leads were fantastic. They could have run the entire series just on them and it would have been fun because they were two emotionally stunted and lacking individuals trying to create something magical, and it's like you can't really feed from an empty cup. You can't drink from an empty cup. So two people with empty cups, cracked, leaking cups, trying to give each other water in a desert, and it wasn't just working. And I felt really bad for them just because of all the things that he had to deal with and all the things that she had to deal with. Well, her own, I don't know, the whole daddy drama thing. I don't know. For me, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Well, let's get into it. Let's break it down. So, like I said, episode 1 you can skip because they go into the details of why they were why they weren't actually in good terms throughout the entire series. They break it down throughout the entire series. So, episode 1, the reason why I said you can skip episode 1 is because the reason why he disappeared without a trace it wasn't stupid, but it's like your brother was in an accident. You could easily have sent this girl a text message saying, things are a little hectic for me now, I'm going to be AWOL for a bit. You could have sent a voice note. You could have called. Anything. You didn't do none of that. She, on the other hand, blocks him and then is mad that he didn't call her. How are you supposed to know, sis, if he called you or not, if he blocked his phone? Like, it just pissed me off. And then you have the secondary couple, and she just out of nowhere says, I'm breaking up with you on their 7th year anniversary, and cuts out of his life. So he's stuck in this day, reliving that stress and that trauma over and over again, that the woman that he loved broke up with him and can't move on with his life for 5 years, And then even when they come back 5 years later, Ko-gyung never once explained it to Mubi that my brother had an accident and I had to become a caregiver, and that is why I disappeared from your life. Never once. She had to become Inspector Clouseau by herself. Benoit Blanc. Murder, she wrote. Call it out. She had to do the investigation for herself. Did you see all these things? And then ask him about it. And it's like, for a series that is really focused on film writing, storytelling, storyboards, they really did biff. They biffed it for the foundation of the entire series. And that pissed me off because they set a tone in episode 1. And that was hard for me to overcome, knowing fully well that the rest of the season was fantastic because the storytelling, the storyboard, the outlay, the engagements, the interactions for the rest of the season was fan-fucking-tastic. And the fact that they set up that foundation in episode 1 for such a letdown, it pissed me off. It ticked me off. It did. It sent me into a huge spiral watching the rest of the series, and I had to rewatch it again without watching episode 1, of course, in order to flush my mind and accept it for the beautiful story that it was. Woo, I had to get that off my chest, guys. So, now let's get into the meat and potatoes of the actual review. What was great about the series, the chemistry was really good between the leads. The quirkiness, the awkwardness, the them kissing in episode 1, I was like, yes, here for it. It was extremely modern. There was no Goryeo dynasty, Joseon, they didn't go anywhere. There was no destiny to be found in their past lives. And I can appreciate that. Don't get me wrong. Destined with You is one of my all-time favorites. I really just finished rewatching it 2 days ago. Did Hidden Love again. And then I watched MeloMovie. But I can't stand the period pieces. It just doesn't work for me. Seriously, it just doesn't. So the fact that there was no period to be found in this, I loved it. It was very modern, very set in 2025, and I appreciated that. The interactions between the cast was fantastic. I loved his interaction with his elder brother. I loved his interaction with his best friend. The way they will show you how everybody shows love in a different way. I really liked it. Episode 8, where where his brother had passed away and his best friend didn't really know how to talk to him, but then you figure out that the best friend was doing things in his own way to support and be there for him. Loved it. Made me cry. Episode 7 wrecked me. I was weeping in episode 7, and if you've watched it, you know. The death of parental figures, it broke me. And then when they explain the backstory, because we're not doing this, we are not doing this. No. when they explain the backstory, which is one of the things that I really appreciated about the entire series, is that each episode went into detail and they explained each individual's backstory. Even the people that I was not really interested in, I liked seeing where they came from, seeing that development, the character development and the character arc. And I just thought it was cinematic brilliance, the way that they put everything together and made such a beautiful storyline. Episode 7 was about his brother. They take you back and they take you through the emotions that he went through. I think they said he was 20 and his brother was then Ko Gyum was 9. It's either that or he was 19 and Go Gyum was 11. I don't know how I switched it. I think it was 20 and 9. And their parents died and he had to be the sole, breadwinner, and he had to take care of his brother. And you see that story develop, and it's just so crazy. He was played by what's his name? He was played by Kim Jae-wook, and I thought that he was fantastic in that role. Killed it. Absolutely brilliant. And when he died, it wrecked. I'm not kidding. It wrecked me. It wrecked me. Second thing that was great about the whole thing, like I said, cinematic storytelling with deep emotions. They killed it. When they go back, they show us movie story, fantastic. They show us Ko Gyum story, freaking tastic. They show us the friends, loved it. They show us the brother, killed it. I think that the amount of effort they put into the storytelling and the story creation of the characters was done seamlessly. My only gripe was episode 1. I feel like for how much was put into creating their story and elevating it to such great heights for us, the reason for their stories and how that all came into translation was weak, and that was episode 1. So seriously, do yourself a favor if you're gonna watch this. I know there's spoilers in this, but if you're still gonna watch it regardless, skip episode 1. You ain't gotta watch it. They explain everything in the other 9 episodes anyway. So trust me, you're better off not knowing why they fell out of favor with each other and finding out as the stories develop in the 9 episodes than watching the origin and being pissed just like I was. Another thing that was absolutely fantastic was the heartwarming yet realistic romance. It was set in this term. It was set in this time. That's the beauty of it. Yes, I get that he could have easily made a phone call or anything, but these things happen. Life happens. And the reality of it is that how do you navigate these situations when you find yourself in it? And I think they did a good job. From 2 people who really didn't know how to share or lean on anybody else, who had these secrets that they'd been holding on to for so long and had no idea how to deal with that or process it. It made sense for the story and the way it developed. And I really loved it because it was perfect. There was this I can't remember what show it was. Beef. Thank you. Beef with Ali Wong and Steven Yeun. I don't know where Chow came from. Steven Yeun. I think it's Steven Yeun. I can't remember. But it was that same kind of relationship where I was watching Beef and I was like, the 2 of you are the only ones who understand each other. You're supposed to be together. It was the same thing with Ko Gyum and Mubi. I was like, they get each other because it's the same scenario, it's the same emotions attached to what they've been through in their lives, just different storylines. That was what it was. So I really appreciated that they were together because I knew that if they could get past the whole hurdle and decide to actually communicate with each other, they will create something really beautiful in the end. So I loved it. Things that were not so great. Like I said, the second couple, we could have done without them. Think absolutely could do without them in the whole story. I was not interested. The ending, I thought they could have done a better job with the ending. It almost seemed like they rushed the ending. It's only 10 episodes, so I get it. They've done so much storytelling in the 9 episodes, so I guess the end they were just like, yeah, come on, be going, we're done. It wasn't bad. It wasn't at all, but I did think that they rushed it a little bit, but it's fine. It takes nothing away. I'd rather them rush the ending the way they did than give us a stupid end beginning the way they did in episode 1. One other thing that they had going for them was the music. It was beautiful. Considering that they were telling a story about a love story where the music was going to play a heavy part in the movie creation that they were doing, they nailed it for this one that they were giving us, the TV series, because the music was great. Everything that will come up. The music that played in episode 7 is one that wrecked me. I think the emotions themselves of what the brother was going through, what Hyun was going through, you know, that whole scenario, it was heavy enough. But the music, the music sucker punched me in the gut. It really did. So they did a fantastic job for the soundtrack of this. I think that they nailed it. Every score was placed perfectly, and every score added to the events that were going on within the series. They also paid homage and huge respect to cinema. And for a film lover from myself, someone who is driven by, I don't know, like, guys, I watch a lot. This channel is dedicated to Korean stuff because that's what you guys like, and it was new and exciting for me. It was something that I just found, and I decided that, oh yeah, I want to do this. But I watch a ton outside of Korean stuff. Y'all don't even know. I ain't got the time. Otherwise, I'll be running like several different channels, you know. So for someone who has so much respect for the movie industry, for cinema and moving pictures, I think they did a great job. I think they paid huge respect to the cinematic world, you know, from how the stories were told, to the influences that were brought into the series, to the references that they included. They did great. They knew their assignments. They did the assignment and they presented it to us really well. I thought that they did a great job with paying homage to cinema. All in all, guys, it was a great watch. I'm gonna say it one more time because you haven't heard it enough. Skip episode 1 and you will be fan-freaking-tastic. It is a love letter to storytelling, arts, and second chances. That is the entire thing in a nutshell. I recommend this for drama lovers. If you want to watch it, if you have huge respect for cinema and moving pictures, this is also a good choice for you because they do that really well. Soundtrack is absolutely fantastic. Just ignore the things that you don't want to be, you know, involved in, like the second couple. I kid. Take it all in. Take it all in. On a score, if I was rating this, I would give it a solid 8.7 because, like I said, great job. Did fantastic. Points were just removed for episode 1. But yeah, that really is my review on this. I thought about doing a I don't care. I don't care to do a reaction to this. So yeah, this is it, guys. This is what you get. I hope you guys enjoyed the review. Be sure to do all the right things, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.